Hi friends, this is John with Guts and Glory Tennis. I am pleased to be able to bring you a new video today, and in this new video we're going to be featuring a product from Pro Stringer that has just been launched. It is their Module X mounting system, and this is a system that I have been testing for a couple of years with Pro Stringer. I have an affiliation where I serve as a consultant of sorts, a new product tester, and I also warehouse and ship out the products here in the United States. But I am not an employee of Pro Stringer. I am an employee and owner of Guts and Glory Tennis. I work with Pro Stringer because I really believe in their product. I believe in the quality, I believe in the innovation, and I believe that it is something that can help a lot of players who can learn to string for themselves and be more consistent, save some money in the process. Anyway, I want to focus on the new mounting system. It's called Module X, and the system itself is modular. It comes in different configurations, and those configurations are designed so that the user can choose their preference in terms of how they want to mount their racket. It comes with a with the options of 2-point, which are 2 points of continuous contact on the frame, 4-point, which has 4 points of continuous contact on the frame, or 6 points, which is much like the systems that people are used to with 2-point, 4-point, 6-point mounting systems. Most common are the 6-point and the 2-point systems. A lot of people feel that the 6-point is more secure than the 2-point. With Pro Stringer, that probably is not really the case. But anyway, we'll talk about that a little bit later. What we're going to do in the video today is we're going to look at the components of the system that I prefer, which is the 2-point mounting system. We're going to show what comes with the 2-point mounting system, how to properly set it up, and how to mount a frame within that system. So that's what we're going to look at in today's video. I hope that you're interested in this, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So let's go. What you're looking at are the components of the Module X 2-point mounting system. All of the components are here. I've affixed the table clamp already to the table. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's adjustable. It can adjust to different widths of surface that you secure it to, but it is secure. And I will note that it comes with a plastic resin piece. This piece is important to have on there. It serves as a way to allow the racket bar to move freely and without friction and without causing any marks or damage to it. But yes, this piece does come. It's a little piece, but try to always use it with your system. The other components are the main racket bar, the throat support, the head support, and then there is an extra bolt that puts the head support, secures the head support to the bar. So the main bar consists of 2 pieces, and these are very strong, I think it's aeronautical aluminum. The engineer has told us what it is, but I don't remember. I'm not an engineer. But basically, it has a male end and a female end. You slide them together, and you have the base of your racket bar. You'll also notice that the racket bar comes with a figure of a tennis racket, illustration of a tennis racket on it, and that shows what side the head of the racket goes to. Also, on the bottom of the racket bar, you'll see that there are various points drilled in. These points are used to set the bar on the mounting post. I tend to use this post, this hole the most. This is variable. It can vary depending on the balance of your racket, the size of your racket. You may want to move it back or forth just so that it flows easily when you're stringing the racket and you're moving it back and forth. You'll find the fit that works best for you, but that's the place that I tend to use. So after that is affixed, we're going to look at the head side of this racket bar, and you'll see there are 2 holes here. I'm going to go ahead and slide the bolt into the headpiece, so that goes in the bottom. We're just going to go ahead and slide this in. You'll see the top just slides in. We'll talk more about that. But the bottom part of it, you're going to need to hand tighten So I'm going to put it back on the post, and we're going to go ahead and tighten it up for you. You don't need to go all the way with it, not yet. So we're going to go a little bit like that. And then we have our end mount, the end of the end frame. This piece here, we're going to do a close-up and talk about that in a minute. But basically, if you take the mounting system, the end mount, it's a ratchet system, and set it like this. You can just put it onto the back of the bar. It just slides right into place, and it's ready to be adjusted to your racket frame. We'll take a look at all of these a little bit closer now. Okay, just want to give you a closer look at everything as it's set up. Reminder, the racket bar sits on this resin piece, and that's an important piece because it allows it to move freely and easily, and as you're stringing it, just kind of slides. It's very, very comfortable. The inside bottom part of the frame support is this piece here. It's got a little K shape to it, which is going to hold it in place for you, and we'll see that when we mount it. But to adjust it, when you're going to the left, just pull it, and you can see that it goes, and all of the clicks are adjusted. And then if that's where it is, and you push it, it locks into place there. If you need to move it closer, just pull it down a little bit with your thumb and slide it in, out, in. Very easy to move. This piece here we're going to talk about when we mount the racket, but basically it's important that once you are fully adjusted, that this piece goes and is placed against the base part of the mounting system. The head part of the mounting system, the head support, comes with a couple of pieces. We'll just set the head in here, and then we'll adjust it using this adjustment screw. That's how we will adjust it. And I will note right now that this space here, you want to keep that as minimal as possible. So we want to do as little adjusting at the head as we can. And there you have it. We're ready to mount. Ready to go ahead and show you how to mount a racket in the two-point system. So we're now ready to mount our racket into the mounting system. What we're going to do is roughly get a, the top post here goes between the center top grommets, and the bottom goes between the center there. So we're just gonna roughly set this up so that it's ready to accept a racket. I think that we're gonna need to move this one click back. So I just moved it a click. I'm going to put this in. I'm trying to get it as close to the front as we can. Trying to get it set up so that we don't have to move a lot of space there, which I talked about earlier. And I like how this is set up. I like that spacing, so I'm just going to slide the support piece there so I don't forget. But we're going to go ahead and set this in. Set this in the frame. I'm going to take the top piece. I'm going to put it on here just kind of finger tight at this point to hold everything sort of in place, but not firmly. So we have a very loosely fit racket at this point in time. What we want to do is we want to take this piece here and we're going to expand it out. We're going to do a close-up so that you can see that. Okay, I want you to be able to see what we're doing. So we're working with this little round adjustment knob here, and we're going to turn it, and as we turn it, it is pushing out on the racket, and push it till it's finger tight, and you can see there's a little bit of a gap here. I think that we can maybe make that gap smaller if we take the bottom piece and put it out one additional click. So we're going to try that and see if that actually happens. So I'm just going to loosen the top up. I'm going to put this on, push this back. I'm going to remove the racket. and you're not seeing this because the camera's not put it on, but I'm putting I did one more click on the base. Now I'm going to reinsert the frame. And I'm going to put the headpiece on, just very lightly. Just very lightly. And we're going to try that again now. And we're going to turn this, again, this knob, it's an adjustment knob, so you can adjust the racket in the 2-point mounting system. You only need to do it finger tight. It's finger tight. I like how it is sitting at this point. I'm now going to tighten the top down. So only finger tight. You don't have to go too tight, but the top piece is now tight. This piece is tight. And what we don't want to forget is to tighten this piece. This piece, do not forget to tighten this. It's very important that gets tightened down. So we have this tightened down, this is out, and this is tightened. All that's at the head, and we are essentially ready to string. Okay, so now we are pretty much set and ready to string. We have adjusted this knob finger tight. We tightened down the head. We made sure that this knob, this bolt is tightened in. And the last thing that we have to do is to just slide the ratchet support right up against it. What this does, there's a gap. You can see that there's a gap here, and that's for the RB4, RB6 system. This provides extra support that prevents flexing from happening during the stringing process. So once you put your strings in, this piece you don't have to have it very tight. It will lock itself into place essentially. You can see that there's a little nut here. It can be loosened to move it back and forth. You can just make it finger tight, and that is all you need to do. The racket is now officially ready for stringing. At this point, everything's set up and we're ready to string. With the Module X system, you have choices. I mentioned this when we were talking in the introduction. You have choices about the number of continuous points of support that you want to use with this modular system. That's the really great thing about it. I choose to use the 2-point support. And the reason being, there are several advantages to it. First of all, when you're using a portable machine like Pro Stringer, the additional points of support add weight to the carry package. Not a lot of weight, but enough that I don't want to use it when I'm carrying it around. I want my system to be as light as possible. So it's lighter without it. B, the setup, when you're setting up the racket bar and the mounting of the frame takes more time when you're using either 4 points or 6 points. Again, it's not a lot of time, but it does take a little bit more time. And I tend to do several rackets a day using it, and I don't prefer to use the extra time. I like the efficiency of the 2-point system. The 2-point system, it has improved itself. You can see I can get my hands above and below. It's very clean, very easy to install the mains and the crosses. It's a fast, easy, efficient process. I like the 2-point mounting system. But this is not a traditional 2-point mounting system. Not that there is anything wrong with traditional 2-point, but 6-point is perceived as being more secure. And in some cases, you can make arguments that maybe it is because of how the racket flexes. But with the Pro Stringer, you're talking about a different creature, a different animal. Most stringing machines, if you're talking about Wilson, Babolat, Yonex, Technofiber, you name it, the distance between the tensioning part of the machine and the racket frame, there's always going to be a pull distance there. With the Pro Stringer, you have a pressure foot with these, this is a very sturdy piece of material, steel, or high-grade aluminum. It's very sturdy, and it goes directly against the frame, providing additional variable support points right where they are needed the most. When you're pulling the string, you have support right at the point where the string is being pulled. And this point varies. It varies per pull. So every single pull, you have the maximum support right where it's needed. Other machines, there is one other machine that uses this type of a setup. It's a portable machine, but it doesn't have this type of head, and it certainly doesn't have this advanced of a mounting system. But this type of direct support, the variable point support, is more than enough to produce a racket that has as consistent of a string bed. It doesn't flex as much in the process, or it flexes back. You don't have any string deformity or racket head deformity using this system. It's every bit as secure, every bit as solid as the 6-point support systems that are most recognized as being the best support in the marketplace. So for a machine that is totally portable, that's able to provide that same level of support when you're stringing with this new Module X system, it's really something. I did forget to show you something when I was assembling the racket bar. So there's going to be bonus footage at the end. Just stay tuned, and I want to go over one more piece that you need to pay attention to when assembling the bar. But that's my spiel. I am very excited about the Module X system. I love the 2-point. I think that is all you need. However, if you feel more secure with the 4 points or the 6-point system, by all means, use it. It's your choice. That's the beauty of the module system. It lets you use what you are most comfortable with. Hey ho friends, it's bonus footage time. I figured, hey, why not show you the removal of the frame from the mounting system. Let's pretend it's strung. We're just going to loosen the top nut here. And then what we're going to do is this outer nut, we're going to loosen that. And then what we're going to do is this tension, or this head adjustment knob, we're going to turn it the other way. And then once we do that, we can finish taking off the top support piece. It has slid back in. We slid it in. Now the racket is ready to be removed from the mounting system. Now, what did I forget to show you that has me so concerned that I had to do a bonus footage? It is in relation to the assembly of the bar. You can see that there is some sliding here that can happen. Sometimes, if you don't pay attention to this, there can be a gap in here, and that gap is not good. No bueno. We don't want that gap. So what sometimes happens is when we're adjusting our bar at the base, this can slide out, get a little bit askew. So when you are making adjustments with this, and I didn't show you this on the video because it comes second nature to me. I've been working with this so long, but you want to just hold the racket bar in place and make sure that there is no gap here before you mount your frame. So just hold it in place, make sure there is no gap, and that's all I wanted to add to the process. Thanks again for watching. Hope you learned a lot. Looking forward to you using and sharing feedback of the new ProStringer Module X system. Thanks for watching, everyone.